Hi everyone, so please, for those that have not yet subscribed to my channel, you can simply place on the button there which says subscribe, and then you'll be able to access some of the things on my channel. And then today we're looking at question 11 from tutorial sheet 2. So we quickly begin. So it's telling us to find the set of values of x for which these functions for which these functions are going to be true. Alright, so I'll start with the first question there. I'll solve I think I may solve all the questions depending on how these questions have been asked. Right, sorry for that. Okay, so quickly begin. So we have 2x minus 1 less than 4. So we have 2x minus 1 being less than 4x minus 3. So how do you solve these questions? So 4 times x, there you have 4x, you open the brackets this side, then minus 4 times negative 3, you get negative 12. So here it's just a matter of pairing the like terms. So we have these two, when this 4x, when it goes to the other side of the equal sign, we're going to have 2x minus 4x, and then will be less than negative 12 when this negative 1 goes to the other side to be plus 1. So here we do what, we just subtract. We have negative 2 this side being less than negative 11. So here it's just a matter of dividing by negative 2, divide by negative 2. So once you divide by a negative number, always put in mind to say the symbol here changes. If it was greater than, to be less than; if it's less than, to be greater than 11 over 2. So to prove your answers, you can test it. You can test your answers in the expression, see if it's going to give you something that is going to be less than this side. You put your value of x where there's x. Okay, let's quickly move on to the next question. So the next question is saying 3 over x minus 1 is greater than 1. So what do you do with such a question? So first of all, you can multiply by x minus 1 so that we get rid of this. So if we multiply this 3 times x minus 1, this x minus 1 will just cancel with that, so meaning we're just going to remain with 3 is greater than. So this 1 times x minus 1, we have our x minus 1 this side. Here it's just a matter of now making x the subject of the formula. So we're going to have negative 1 and negative 1, taking it to the other side of the equal sign. Then we're going to have 3 plus 1 being greater than x. So we have 4 being greater than x. So meaning our value of x here is just less than. When you switch these symbols, you also switch the sign. It's less than 4. So you can try to put any number there. You try to put a number which is less than 4. See if it's going to give you the solution. So here you can also include another condition to say x is not equal to 1, because you know that when you put 1 here, it's going to give you undefined. So you try to test your values there, see if they are going to give you what you want. If the number that you are getting will be greater than 1. Alright, so we move on to the next question. So there are a lot of ways in which you can do these questions. There are a lot of ways, but I don't think this is working out, because okay, let's try to take any number less than 4. like maybe negative 1 minus 1 to give us negative 2, 3 divide by negative 2, we are getting a number that is less than 1. So meaning I think there was a problem with the asking of the question. But if this question comes anywhere in your tests, in your exams, this is how you solve it. This is how you solve it. Yeah, they may just maybe they didn't just do us this, they didn't just go through the question properly after making it. But here what you need to know is this is correct. This is the correct answer according to the way it has been asked. Alright, we move on to this question. C. So C is saying x minus 1 over x plus 1 being greater than 2. So here again you multiply both sides by x plus 1. We just want to get rid of the denominator there. So when you multiply x minus 1 and x plus 1, you get x squared minus 1 being greater than, when you multiply this, when you multiply this times that, this will simply just cancel with that, so there is no need of us writing this, sorry for that. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to do. So this will just cancel with that, so meaning this side we're just going to remain with x minus 1 being greater than this 2 times x, we have 2x, then this 2 times 1, we have 2. So here we just pair the like terms, we have x minus 2x and then greater than 2 plus 1. X minus x, there you get negative x minus 2x, sorry, you get negative x, and then this is greater than 3. So what you do again is you divide by negative, so meaning you're going to have x less than negative 3. So x is less than negative 3. You try to put any number that is less than negative 3 there, see if it's going to be, if the answer that you get will be greater than 2, then you are correct. Then we move on to the next question. Alright, we move on to the next question. So the next question is this one. She's saying 3 over x minus 2 less than 2 over x plus 1. So here basically what is happening when I say I'm multiplying everywhere by maybe x minus 2, it's just the same as just cross multiplying here. So when you cross multiply, you have 3x you have 3x plus 3 being greater, being less than this 2 times x, there you get 2x and then minus 4. So you pair the like terms here, you're going to have 3x minus 2x being less than negative 4 minus 3. Then this 3x minus x, you have your x less than negative 7. So these are the values of x that we need. So such questions, if you want, you can be finding them. You can also be writing them in interval notation if you want to get more marks. So if you have x less than negative 7, you can just say my answer will now be equal to, let me do this, so meaning your answer in interval notation will just be equal to, from negative infinity, we're saying x is less than negative 7, so from negative infinity ending up to negative 7. You can write them in interval notation like that. Alright, let's move on to the next question. So E is saying the absolute value of x minus 2 is greater than negative 4. So when you have such a question, remember what we were doing in the previous questions. You first write this question in, you write the positive form of this question since we have the absolute value. So the positive form is just the normal form of it, which is x, okay, which is x minus 2 is greater than x minus 2 is greater than negative 4. You also write the positive form of this question, which is x minus 2 is less than, you change the sign, is less than positive 4. Yeah, so this is basically what you do. Then you just find the final solutions. There you have your negative 2, you take it to the other side of the equal sign, you have negative 4, then plus 2. So you have x greater than negative 2. You also do the same this side. So you have your x less than 4 plus 2. So this gives you 6. So you have two solutions. We have x is greater than negative 2 and x is less than 6, meaning the range of values of x for your question is just, if you want you can write this, or if you want you can say negative 2 is less than x, which is less than 6. Yeah, so you can write it this way, or you can also write it this way, where you just say the values of x are between negative 2 and 6. Okay, so these are basically the solutions for this expression. So we'll quickly move on to the next question. So the next question is this: we have 2x plus 1. So we write the positive form of this to be 2x plus 1 being greater than x minus 1, or and then we write the negative form of this to be 2x plus 1 is less than negative, you write this in brackets. So 2x, when you pair the like terms here, this x comes to the other side of the equal sign, you are going to have x this side. 2x minus x, you get this x, and then greater than, you have negative 2 this side, because negative 1 minus 1 will give you negative 2. So this is our first value of x. We'll quickly move on to this part, and then we have 2x plus 1 being less than negative x plus 1. So here our value of x will be, so we have 3x being less than, when this one goes to the other side of the equal sign will give us 0, so meaning our x is less than 0. So this is these are the two values that we have now. You can try them out, put them there. You have, when you put x there, you have 1 this side. Is 1 greater than, wait, this is giving us oh, we're saying these are numbers less than 0, so you can't put 0 there. So x is a number that is less than 0, so we can put negative 1 there. So we have negative 2 plus 1, which is 1. So when we find the absolute value of negative 1, is giving us 1. So is 1 greater than 0? Yes. No, is 1 greater than negative 2? Okay, let's try it out here. We see, because mathematics is all about proving. Let's get this or before we even do this, let me first compare the two. We have x being greater than -2 and less than um, 0. So meaning if we were to compare this set of values of x, we can say -2 is less than x, which is less than 0. Yeah, so if we have such an expression, so meaning the values of x that we have are between -2 and between -2 and 0. So we try to get any number between -2 and 0. Let's take our x to be equal to -1. We see if it's going to work out. So when we put a -1 there, we're going to have -2 plus 1. Okay. Then greater than, this side we have -1 minus 1. So we have -2 plus 1. -2 plus 1 will give us -1. The absolute value of this is just +1. So this side we have -2. Absolute value of this is 2. These are not giving us the solutions that we want. So now let's try the other method that we've used on question 9. Now since this one has 0, it's not giving us. So I think this is where it works best. Let us now try it out, because on that question it failed, so meaning it works best here. So in most cases when you're answering these questions, such kinds of questions, just make sure that after answering, try to place the values that you have in the equation, see if you're going to get the right condition, if the condition is going to be true. So let me now try that other method where you say 2x plus 1 squared being greater, then we have x minus 1 squared. So here we have 4x squared plus 4x plus 1 being greater, x squared minus 2x plus 1. So here we pair the like terms. We have 3x this side, then we have 6x, and then this one goes to the other side of the equal sign. We have 0. Alright, so if you look at this expression, it's almost giving us the same solutions that we had at first. So we factor out the 3x, so we're going to remain with x, then plus 2. So the value of x that we have now, let me just demarcate here. The value of x that we have, when you get this first 3x, you equate it to 0. The value of x that you have is equal to 0. That is the first value of x that you have. Then the other value of x that you have, you equate this to 0. So you're going to have x is equal to -2. When you equate this to 0, you say x plus 2 is equal to 0, and then you take this 2 to the other side of the equal sign. You're going to have this as your answer. So so what we have just found, basically these are just critical points. We need now to find the interval. So we have 0 there, then we have, but I think we've just found the same answers. So the answers are just the same. So we're still going to get the same answer, meaning it's not our fault, but the people that were making the question maybe. Okay, let's try to put now the values that we're talking about. So we try to put any number we get. We say this side is x less than 0. Then here we have, oh sorry, look at how I've written it. So this is how it's going to be, -2 here, and then we have 0 there. So here it's x in between, then we have 0 this side, then we have -2 this side. So even here we have to change. We have x less than -2. This side x is greater than 0. So we first test this other part. Any number that is less than -2, we get -3. We put -3 there. -3 -3 plus 2, we get -1. -1 times -1 times -9, get +9. So we put a positive there. So this side is positive. Is positive greater than 0? Yes. Okay, let's wait. Let's go to the next part. The middle part there, we get any number between -2 and 0. So when we get the numbers between -2 and 0, we can get -1. Let's test -1. We put -1 there. We have -3 outside. We have 1 inside. So in between here we have. Here we're going to have a negative number. So when we put -1 there, our result will be a negative number. Hence we put negative there. Let's get any number greater than 0. We put 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 times 3 there, you get 9. So you get a positive number this side. So let us now see, is a positive number greater than 0? Yes. So these are the parts, or these are the sets of values of x that we need. So meaning here a negative number is not greater than 0. So this part here has refused. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is those numbers that we found, x is equal to 0 and x is equal to -2, those were critical points. So even the first method would have worked, but because that one just goes directly using the symbol that is in between there, you might get it wrong. So sometimes when you have both sides having the absolute value symbols, what you do is you resort to this one. You square both sides and then find the critical points, then test them there. So our range of values of x will now just be equal to x being less than -2 and x being greater than 0. So when you test these in that expression, you get your answer correct. So these are the right ranges of values of x. These are the sets of values of x that we need for this question to be true, or for this condition in the question to be true. Alright, let's quickly move on to the next question. So our next question, this one is simple. So this one is simple. Okay, let me just solve this one, because this one at least is this one is simple. Alright, let me just do it. So we have x. Anyway, let me just go to this one. So this one is simple. You can do it the way we did this one. So let me just solve this one. We have x minus 1 over x plus 2 being less than 2. So when you have such a question, again, remember what we said. Oh, this is in absolute value symbols. So if it's in absolute value symbols, remember what we said. You can first write the positive part. So the positive part is just the same equation. Then the negative part, you say x minus 1 over x plus 2 being greater than negative 2. So here you just cross multiply there. So I'm going to have this side x minus 1 being less than x minus 1 being less than 2x plus 4. Then you pair the like terms, so you have negative x this side, because x minus 2x will be negative x. And then you have less than, this negative 1 goes to the other side of the equal sign, you have 5. So meaning the x value there, when you divide by negative both sides, you are going to have is greater than, x is greater than negative 5. Same applies to this part. We cross multiply there, or you multiply everything by x plus 2. So you are going to have something like this: negative 2x minus 4. So when this crosses the equal sign, you get 3x. Then when this goes back to that side, you get negative 3. So you divide by 3, and then your value of x now just be greater than negative 1. So you can try out this expression. Yeah, you can try out this expression. See if you are going to try to put 0 there. You're going to have half. Is half less than 2? Yes, it is. So let's see first what is happening here. Yeah, so this is 3x, then there is negative 3. Okay, this side, this is negative x, then 5. Alright, so these are the solutions to your question there. We move on to the last row here. I mean the last row here, I mean column, sorry. So we have this. So to solve this is simple and straightforward. You have the square root of 1 minus x being greater than 1. So you do this. So when you square both sides, you're going to have 1 minus x being greater than 1. So your value of x there will just be greater than, when you take this to the other side of the equal sign, you get 0. So meaning your value of x will be greater than 0. So your value of x there will be greater than 0. Yes. Try to put any number greater than 0. Put 1 there. Wait, we have this. Oh yeah, so your value of x there will be greater than 0 for this condition to be satisfied. Alright, so here I made a mistake, sorry. When you divide by negative both sides, negative 1, you also divide this side by negative 1. The sign here will change. So meaning our final answer will be x is less than 0. So x should be less than 0, not greater than 0. Alright, so this is our final solution. Quickly move on to this question. So even this side, you square both sides. So when you square both sides there, you are going to get your 2x minus 1 there less or equal to 2x minus 1. So basically this one cannot even exist. It's impossible, because when you have this thing here, even the other side it's the same, meaning you're just going to get at one point 0 is less or equal to 0. So meaning the people that were preparing this question, maybe they wanted to put something like a positive one somewhere, or I don't know what they wanted to do. Maybe they made a mistake. It was just an error. So we continue to the next question. So this other question is saying the negative of the root of x plus 1 is less than 3. So here you divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. So our sign there is going to change. We're going to have x plus 1. Our sign there will be like this. Instead of that, it's like that. So we square now both sides. So we're going to have x plus 1 being greater than 9. So x plus 1 is greater than 9. When you take this one to the other side of the equal sign, you're going to have x greater than 9 minus 1. So meaning the value of x there will be greater than 8. So you can try it out. Put any number there that is greater than, yeah, that is greater than 8. See if you're going to get your answer which is less than 3. Yeah, so this is it. We quickly move on to the other side of to the last part of this question. So this one again, it's simple. What you do is you cross multiply there. So you're going to have something like this: x minus 1 greater than 2 the root of x plus 1. So here what you do is, again, you square both sides. So here you remain with x minus 1, and then greater than, this side you're going to have 4, and then you have x plus 1. And then apart from that, now what you do is you just open the brackets that side. So 4 times x, you get 4x plus 4. You pair the like terms, you are going to have, this will be negative 3x. Yeah, so let me just do it step by step for the sake of everyone to understand. Okay, so we have x minus 4x this side, and then this other side we have 4 plus 1. So you have negative 3x being greater than 5. Okay, so you divide by negative 3x, you divide by negative 3, also divide by negative 3. The value of x is greater than negative 5 over, so when you divide by negative, this sign should change. So here we're going to have this symbol. It's going to be less than negative 5 over 3. So basically this is the solution for this question. So please, for those that have not yet subscribed to my channel, kindly press on the button which says subscribe, yeah, and so that you be notified every time I upload anything on my page. Alright, thank you very much for watching today's tutorial. See you in the next tutorial video. Shalom, shalom.